Hello, everybody. My name is Nerdy Lover, and welcome back to another episode of the Football Betting Show here on YouTube, La Liga edition. We're going to start off today's episode by recapping the previous match day and going over some of the numbers, as well as explaining where we could have done better, as well as praising ourselves on what went well. Before we go ahead and discuss the bets that we're interested in for this match day. We start off on Friday night with Osasuna versus Sevilla. Osasuna started like a house on fire and could have easily taken the lead within the first couple of minutes of the La Liga opener. Bono's error in goal for Sevilla did lead to the Osasuna opener, but this appeared to wake Sevilla up as Rafa Mir scored immediately after the kickoff. Sevilla then began to dominate the game, piling on the pressure, but there was no end product. A bit of a soft penalty did see Osasuna take the spoils, as unfortunately we did lose our first match of the season, and then that had a knock-on effect to the accumulator, which also failed. So we were down £20 before the weekend even started. Next up, we had Villarreal versus Royal Valladolid. There was end-to-end dominance on Villarreal's part, a comfortable 3-0 victory against La Liga's new boys. And we managed to pick up a tidy £18. On the topic of dominance, Sociedad similarly dominated the ball against Cadiz. We did take a little bit of money off the table, so I'll flash that up just now. As you can see, we did take some of our winnings, potential winnings away in order to cover ourselves. Sociedad, despite their dominance, couldn't really get that second goal, so we managed to pick up £9.70 there. And in similar fashion, Valencia did really well against Girona. They held them to the sword and scored just before half-time, but unfortunately a red card from Ere Comer did add some jeopardy, and as with the previous bet, the Sociedad bet, we did take some of the value off the market by backing the draw, as the screenshot shows now. Even if Girona managed to peg a goal back, we would have got off scot-free. They didn't, and Valencia did end up winning 1-0, so we picked up a healthy £11.25. So taking a look at our La Liga record, Week 1 got off to a solid start with a 60% win rate and a profit of £18.95. So I wouldn't say we've hit the ground running, and we did get off to a bad start on Friday, but hopefully we can continue our success on the Saturday and the Sunday in Matchday 2. Our first game will feature one of the boys from the first game of last week, as Osasuna take on Cadiz. As touched upon, Osasuna, despite a soft penalty to win against Sevilla, were actually quite impressive in the season opener. The couple of players that they got from Villarreal last season, namely Moy Gomez, really did impress. Osasuna did in fact outshoot Sevilla, despite having less than 40% of the possession in that game. As well as Moy Gomez being impressive, Shimone Avia's direct style of play sometimes did compromise them, but actually it might be quite a good way for Osasuna to create chances against some of the bigger sides, especially if they are going to lack that possession base. He does get shots off away quickly. He does try to play a very direct style, which will, I feel, lead to goals in limited chances. Cadiz, on the other hand, were dominated by Real Sociedad, and they didn't really register a key chance. On top of this, they only managed 2 shots on target in the 90 minutes. And it may be interpreted in a bit of a worrying fashion that the only standout performer for Cadiz in their league opener was Jarameas Ledesma, the goalkeeper. He did really well to stop Sociedad from scoring more than one, but he didn't really get any help from his defence. Looking at the head-to-head record between these sides, Osasuna have won all 4 games against Cadiz in the top flight, including meetings in the Segunda. Osasuna reigned victorious in 7 of the last 8 meetings, drawing the other game 0-0. Osasuna are very good value for a home win here today, and I will be taking them in a single for our first bet of the show. Well, talk about a quick episode. So I've gone away and I've had a look at some of the games for La Liga. especially involving some of the teams that played on Monday the 15th. I couldn't really find anything else I like. This episode is only going to contain 2 picks, the second of which is going to be Celta Vigo versus Real Madrid. Things got off to a slippery start for Celta de Vigo as they drew their first game against Espanyol. Real Madrid also didn't have it easy, managing to overturn a 1-0 deficit in the second half to escape Almeria with 3 points. Despite Celta Vigo being a harder team on paper than Almeria, Real Madrid will be looking forward to this fixture because of the head-to-head record. Real Madrid have won each of the last 4 games against Celta Vigo by a narrow margin of 12 goals to 8. Adding to this, Celta de Vigo have not beaten Real Madrid in each of the last 12 consecutive games, a literal dozen, which takes us all the way back to May of 2014. Real Madrid are valued at roughly 4 to 5, which is a really good value for the La Liga champions, given the record they have against Celta Vigo and Celta Vigo's tricky start. I think it's a straightforward Real Madrid to win. For bet number 2, the final bet of this mini show. Well, I'll be honest, when I started recording with only the Osasuna bet actually up my sleeve, with the full intent to do more research and get into 3, 4, or maybe even 5 bets for the Spanish league, nothing really leapt out. There was no clear head-to-head records. There was no strong feelings of one team being superior to another. There was no overs, there was no unders, there was no even weird little cards to bet on or a player that scored in each of the times he's played someone. We just didn't really have any angles that we were that interested in. We're still going to have loads of bets when we add the Premiership and Serie A bet selections into our weekend's business, but from a purely Spanish perspective, it's just the 2 bets. Both take place on Saturday the 20th. Osasuna host Cadiz. We have Osasuna at 1.06, a £20 stake to return 21.20. And then the late kickoff is Celta de Vigo hosting Real Madrid. Odds of 1.73, £20 stake to return £14.60. So this weekend, from a Spanish perspective, we will be risking £40 to try and hopefully pick up 35.80. So you'll have to tune into the next episode to find out how we did. If you made it to this point in the video, please drop a like down below. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been Nerdy Lover, and as always, have yourself a lovely day.